Okay. Hello. I'm giving out these. I'm asking people questions. Do you want to answer some questions?
Oh, no.
Oh, would you be interested in a question about what? Well, it's about what people believe. That's what I'm trying to get.
I see. No, I'm sorry. I've got pain in my legs, so I tried to
Take one of these with you then.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. I wonder if we can get someone to answer these questions here in the public. How's it going? You going to answer a question?
Yeah.
Good. First question. You can stand just there. Okay. Can you spot the difference between these two cards?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Different color.
Different color. Correct. What color are they?
Blue and red.
What?
Blue and red.
I hear a slight accent. Where is that from?
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
I don't know what red is. Chetver. Chetver?
Krasny. Czerwony.
Czerwony. And azul? No. Sini. There you go. Okay. So you're both from Ukraine?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Was there any other differences? Any other differences?
Size.
Size? Why? What's wrong with the size?
Red is smaller.
Really? Maybe in your country, but how about if I did that?
Actually, no.
Yeah? Are they the
Size.
same? Are they different?
Yes, okay.
Maybe you were fooled by the optical illusion.
Optical illusion.
It's an optical illusion, yes. See?
Yeah, it's optical illusion. Yeah.
Okay, so another optical illusion. What do you see here? Skilke Gina. That is how many women?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many women do you see?
One so far.
Molodше or Starsze?
Starszy.
Starsze. Molodsze. Oh!
I see old lady actually.
Very good.
Young lady.
You see? Different perspectives, right? So one is seeing the old, one is seeing the young.
Yeah.
And there are two. There are two, but you only
I don't
see,
see second one.
well, look. You see the young one, she's looking over to her right, like this, yeah?
No, I know. No,
How
it's
you
the
see?
old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a nose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lady, it's like she.
Yeah.
Very
Two
good.
ladies.
How about mathematics? Any good at mathematics?
Yeah.
Okay,
Math.
so can you answer that question? Oh, you can take this microphone. Like me, I have it on my thing. You can clip it on like a, for my recordings, you see.
Okay.
Okay, so
Does it
how do you
work?
do with maths?
Okay, so 1000 plus 40. 1040. Now add another 1000. 2040. 10. 2050. 1000 more. 3050. Add 40. 3090. Add 10 more. 4 grand. 4,000.
3090. 3,000.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was right. So if you go through it slowly, 1,000 plus 40 is 1,040. Add 10 to 1,050. Yeah, 1,000 more.
3010. 3,100.
Ah, you've changed your mind.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
Okay.
It's slang English barrier. English barrier.
No, it's not in English. The most common answer to this question is 4,000.
4,000.
But they're wrong.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
manipulation. It's very good manipulation actually.
Well, here's the thing, right? The reason why I'm doing this because I am using this is my let's should you say gospel. Because when it comes to this type of thing,
Yeah.
people have a different perspective.
Yeah,
You know, everyone may have a different view on something.
it's true.
But when it comes to mathematics, you
facts.
cannot say, well, it's up to me, what my opinions, it's not going to matter, right?
Yeah,
And so this is when we speak about prava, okay?
yeah.
Pravda or
Yes.
Prada?
Pravda.
Okay,
Yes.
Pravda. Is Pravda up to the individual or is it true or not? Is there an absolute truth?
No.
No?
No, it's up to individuals.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, is stealing wrong?
What?
Is stealing wrong?
It depends on the moral you
Yeah.
live
It
with.
depends on moral.
You said it's up to the individual.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not wrong for me, then it's okay? Where's your wallet, by the way? It's okay if I steal it?
No. But I think some people.
See, that's where it breaks down. It breaks down. It's okay saying it's not. There's no absolute truth, yeah,
Yeah.
except when it's personal, right? If I said to you,
Absolute truth is objective opinion.
yes,
There is
something
no
that,
objective opinion in the world, I think.
is that
Yeah.
true?
Moral cannot be objective.
Is that true?
Yeah. Like
So if that's true, then there is an
even
absolute standard, yeah? Is there an absolute standard of truth?
no.
Is that absolutely true?
Is it absolutely true?
It's a
There
it's
is no absolute-
self-contradicting argument, right? There's no such thing as absolute truth as a false statement, because you're making the statement as if it's true, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Uh,
If I said to you, is there such a thing as an absolute moral standard?
no.
No. Okay. So complete this sentence for me then, okay?
Yeah.
Taking pleasure in cruelty to children is okay when?
It depends on the moral of the
Really?
society, actually. Like
So you think it's?
I don't
No,
think
I'm,
it's.
I'm
I
saying,
don't
I'm
think
saying
it's okay.
you said there's no absolute truth.
Yeah.
There's no absolute.
Yeah.
So it's okay for certain people.
There's actually
When is it ever okay to take pleasure in the cruelty of children? When?
for me never.
No, but for anybody.
For anybody, it's just very philosophical. But moral really cannot be objective because
Why
it's
not?
something in your mind that
Why
you
can't
think
it be?
you put standards for yourself. So I can steal, I can kill people, I can be cruel to children. But
You'll get if you did that, right? Somebody else is going to come along and say you're under arrest. They will take you to jail, right?
maybe in our society, yes.
Yes, because everyone else would disagree with you.
Yeah, but there is a thing. There are lots of societies in the world where some weird things are normal.
Of
For
course.
example,
But
Aboriginals.
you just said they're weird. Why are they weird?
For us, from our
Ah,
perspective.
But
Because
it's still weird.
yeah, but some people can say that we are
I know.
weird, that we celebrate Christmas is
But
weird,
who's
or
right?
that we
There's no one- there's
worship
no one-
a God is weird.
But are you saying nobody's right or wrong? We cannot say to those people they're weird.
I can say that they're weird,
But
but
how can you say that? They're saying you're weird. You're saying they're weird. Who's weird? No one's. You can't.
for us they are weird.
Yeah. See, this
For
is where
them,
it
we are
all
weird.
breaks down. If someone says it's wrong to steal, the other person says it's not wrong to steal. Okay, so we'll steal your stuff and see what happens. And then all of a sudden, hey, what are you doing with my stuff? Like, I think it's okay.
For our more perspective, it's wrong to eat other people.
Eat.
But
Okay.
cannibalism.
I
is
think
wrong.
that's wrong as well.
Yeah, but there are some societies that think it's their way to worship their god.
Okay, so
Like
If they-
Australia Aboriginals,
okay,
they are
I'll have to ask my
cannibals,
Australian
actually.
friend if that's
Yeah.
true. But listen, if that's true, that there has to be a standard by which people get their morals from. We have a conscience.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the conscience?
Conscience.
The
Сознание.
word
Сознание.
conscience. The word conscience in English. Maybe you don't understand it in
No,
English.
I know. Yeah. So it's what probably it can be maybe a distinction between humans and other animals.
Okay. If you know a little bit of Spanish, you might know that the word conscience is made up of two parts, con
Yeah.
and science,
Yeah.
which means with knowledge.
Yeah.
So it really means when you do something with the knowledge of whether it is right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So people may say, I know it's right or I know it's wrong, but I do it anyway. Therefore, they violate their own conscience. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going over the line. You see. Now you said something about God there. Did you? Do you believe in God?
Actually, I have very long way going with God. Like
How long was?
I changed different religions, different traditions. Used to be pagan, used to be Buddhist, Christian, Muslim. At some point in my life, I really.
How old are you?
I'm 21 actually. But
Is it every 3 years?
I started my way when I was like 16. I really went into philosophics, and
Okay.
actually it was a long way. And now I just decided don't really need it right now.
Now, when we talked about this,
Yeah.
we did agree that there were differences of opinion when it came to things like that. People might see things differently, okay?
Yeah.
But when it comes to mathematics, you don't say to somebody, well, I have
Yeah.
my opinion.
I had
on
my
that."
mistake. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a law based on laws of physics and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to morality, there has to be a standard by which we go by, okay?
You said it by yourself. For yourself.
Well, you don't set it for yourself. The law,
Yeah.
you didn't make your own laws when you lived in this country. Did you abide by the laws when you came to this country?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Okay. So somebody else set the laws for you.
But yeah, they forced it by the police
Okay. And if you didn't want to obey by that law, what happens?
moved from this country, probably. Yeah.
Right. And what happens when people break laws?
They're put in jail.
Okay.
They get fined. Or,
Okay. And what
But
if
it's-
even when it comes to driving a car,
Yeah.
there are signals saying speed limit,
Yeah.
and if someone says, "I thought that was just someone's advice," it's a
No,
matter of opinion.
it's forcible. Like I can not agree with all these laws. I actually don't support lots of government laws
Of
here,
course.
but I have to obey.
Yes, that's right.
Go along with them
That's
because
right.
if I won't, they will force me.
Right.
But
there's,
when it comes to
there's
moral,
there's another reason why a lot of people, they don't want to get fined or go to jail, or they may not want to obey them, but they said, I have to, otherwise I'm going to get a big fine or something. Right.
yeah,
Right. So if I said to you that we have laws in our society which are based upon moral laws that are
Yeah.
handed down to us, then where did they come from? And
from Christianity, for
a
example.
lot of it is, yeah.
Yeah, so-
Judeo-Christianity.
Yeah,
And do you agree with those laws?
I was growing up in Christian society, so anyway, Orthodox. Yeah, my society, my mindset is already built in Christian way. So, for example, we talk about some moral standards. They're built because our parents told us like stealing is bad, or like eating people is bad. Like, for example, all these very normal moral things. That
My parents never told me eating people was bad. I just knew it was bad.
You think so? You think so? You think so? I bet they
Who
did
does
you
that?
when you was very small.
I never ate anybody. I never even eat my own fingernails. Some people do that.
Yeah, but like,
Anyway, going back
Yeah.
to these commandments, we call them the 10 Commandments that
Yeah.
were given, but there are actually 613 laws that
For
God gave to
Jews.
the Jewish people.
I know, yeah,
And some of those really are for the Jewish people, civil laws
yeah,
concerning the Jewish people. But when
Yeah.
it comes to moral laws, such as you shall not murder, you shall not steal, these are things that are generally good for any society.
It depends because moral laws also can go different ways. Like, you cannot have more than one wife.
You think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It's actually a normal. It's said by Christian society here, but why it's so? Like, it's
Why is it so?
Yeah, it's not
Well,
really.
let's say that let's say
Yeah.
God said that the nucleus of the family shall be a husband and wife. Okay, that's all. And you have children, right?
Yeah, it's
No
it's
problem.
normal for us because
If a
we used
person,
to.
and there were people in the Bible who had more than one
Yeah,
wife, and the
prophets.
reason being is because they were able to support them. And one of the main reasons why they did that was so they could have an heir. If they were a king, for example, a king, and he says, I have to have sons to take after
Yeah,
me.
so that's
This
why
is the
he
reasons.
had 600 wives.
Yeah,
It's
something like that.
it's not justification.
But it's not the way
no.
it should be. It's not the way it should be. And most people would say it's bad enough having one wife. To have two or three, that wouldn't be easy at all. Okay. So my quick question for you:
Yeah,
what are your
right.
names, by the way?
John.
Zon,
John.
Artem.
Arten,
Yeah.
and did you say John?
Yeah,
Okay. And I'm Michael, by the way.
Michael. Nice to meet
So,
you.
and what I'm doing a
Yeah.
bit of preaching of the gospel on the streets,
Okay,
asking people this. Oh, it's based on historic Christianity.
Okay, and what is your denomination as a Christian?
I don't have one, a denomination.
So
but I
you're
would-
Protestant, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Protestants, they don't have church, like in
What
the
do you
common
mean?
sense of the church, because Jesus Christ told to Saint Paul. I remember this in Russian, but in English, like he
Uh-huh.
said, "You are the stone on which our church will build on,
Mhm.
and hell will not win this church."
Right.
Will
I
not-
know what you're saying. It
Yeah.
actually was Peter, not Paul.
Peter, yeah,
Right. And he said, "You are Peter."
yeah, you're Peter, stone
Yeah.
on which this church will be built,
Yes.
and hell will not win over this church.
Something like that.
Something like
but,
that.
But
Yeah,
the
I
point
remember
is,
in Russian.
do you
more
think that
clear.
Jesus is the rock, or is Peter the rock?
Jesus told that Peter is the rock?
I know,
So-
but is Jesus
The-
the rock, and is Peter a rock? I mean, would you say I place my faith in Jesus Christ, who is the rock, who cannot move, or on Peter,
But
who proved
the thing is with church, because Protestants, they don't have apostle like heritage from apostles.
because there is no such thing in the Bible.
There is
Where?
actually. He told Peter
Where?
that you will start the church, and then from Peter it goes on and on and on in Catholic and Orthodox
Yeah,
churches.
well, this is
It goes on,
this
so
is
it's
what-
like it doesn't interfere anywhere.
Okay, this is what's called traditions.
Protestants are like, it depends. They don't have tradition, church tradition. Yeah.
Excuse me a second. No. First of all, Did you know that there were 12 apostles?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. One of them died. What was his name?
Don't remember.
Judas.
Judas.
He hung
yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
What happened to his office when he died?
Don't know.
Well, it was passed on to Matthias in Acts chapter 1. They
Okay.
said somebody needs to replace Judas.
Yep.
That was the last time it ever happened. Only time it ever happened, right?
Yep.
When the other apostles died, we never read anyone saying we need to replace them. Never happened.
It happened by
It
itself.
didn't happen.
It happened by
It
itself.
didn't happen. It's not recorded in any book.
How did Catholic and Orthodox churches?
Easy. They made it up.
No.
Yes.
No.
I
believe in this
I
tradition more.
I know my history about this. First of all, there was no Roman Catholic Church until the 7th century, right? There was a Roman Church that existed.
Then it was.
So something
schism.
the split happened in
Split.
1050. 1050,
Yeah.
right? Before that, there was a Roman Church that existed for a few hundred years.
Okay. Yeah.
But the problem is when someone starts to say we can prove that we trace our succession all the way back, and it's not in the Bible, and it's not in church history either. The early church fathers, they never said we are also apostles. They never said this.
It's actually a very discussionable question, but thank you for the conversation.
Thank you.
We have to go now.
And maybe I can give you one of these. It is a gospel according to John. It is, in case you have never read in English, it's good for you to read some English. But it is the Bible, English gospel.
Wrote all.
You wrote it. You read.
Read, yeah.
If I heard someone says I wrote it, well, okay. Well, enjoy your time. Thank you for stopping. Okay. Hello. You want to answer a question? You'll love this. You'll love this now. What? You can either answer this question here. What do you see here? Can you spot the difference?
This one is bigger.
That one? The color? What color are they?
Blue and red.
Blue and red. Okay, and if I went like that, would there be a difference in size?
Wait, do that again?
What?
Yeah,
The old switcheroo?
It's bigger now.
The old switcheroo? Can you spot the difference? Some people say there's no difference at all.
H-E-I-T-H-T.
What? No, I've asked people and they said there's no difference at all. And I said, well, surely the color. Surely there's a color difference, right? What else? And then they say, well, there's a difference in the size. But like I'm not doing any trickery here, am I? I'm just holding two cards up, right?
Yeah.
And this one appears bigger.
Yeah.
But if I go like that, so what is it?
The blue appears bigger now.
Appears bigger. So what is it called?
An illusion.
That's right. They're an optical illusion. Now, speaking, can you hold this microphone? Can I ask you a couple of quick questions?
Yes.
Right, what is your name?
Marion.
Marianne?
And
Cassandra.
Okay. Now, considering your eyes, do you value your eyes?
Yes.
Okay. Could I ask how much value you would place on just one of your eyes?
As in a euro value.
Euro value.
Everything that I have in my bank account.
That might not be a lot. No, I'm saying that because let's say someone says, we'll buy one of your eyes, right?
Okay.
Surgically remove it and give you a glass or plastic eye. What price would you sell your eye for? Not your iPhone.
Would have to be $1 million.
You'd sell an eye for $1 million?
I'd have to.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've never heard that before, but that's good. What about both eyes?
No.
You wouldn't sell both eyes for 20 million?
No.
Why not?
Because my quality of life would go down.
What?
My quality of life.
Well, I mean, you still have the money.
I can't value quality of life.
Okay, so obviously, one eye you're willing to part, and if you by accident got poked in the eye someday, you'd have no eyes. Are you sure that's a good thing to do?
No.
So you probably wouldn't want to really sell your eyes.
Ideally not.
No. Okay, maybe
If I
a
had
finger or
to.
something, but not
If I
enough.
had to, the price would probably be $1 million.
Okay, so you obviously value your eyes very highly. Have you ever heard the expression, the eyes are the windows of the soul?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where you've heard it, but some people, they've never heard that before. If the eyes are the windows of the soul and you value your eyes so highly, My question then would be, all right, you ready for it? How much value do you place on the soul itself?
There's no value to it.
Valueless?
It's valueless.
Valueless?
No, like I can't put a price on it.
Priceless.
Priceless.
And when we say the soul, what do we mean?
The body.
No,
Body.
not your body.
God.
No.
Your self of being. Your personality along with
Okay.
everything that you stand for.
When someone says, Marianne, you're the life and the soul of the party,
Usually is the case.
okay, so they mean something that you bring with you, okay? Some people said, I listen to soul music. What does that mean? Music comes from your soul? I mean, I don't know. But usually what people mean by soul is that's an immaterial part of you which lives on after you die, okay?
Okay.
And then you say, this is priceless,
Mm.
not valueless.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I have this is kind of the final question. If that's true, then how much time or thought have you given to the thought, how much time or thought have you given to the idea of what happens to you when you die?
Not much, but I'll accept it, whatever it is.
Not much. So if you valued it more highly and so it's so priceless, is that really adding up?
But it's just something that I don't know about.
I know, but if you really valued it, wouldn't you be saying, I should really look into that?
I don't want to stress my soul out.
You don't want to stress your soul out?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it might put you at ease to know, well, I'm glad to know where I'm going and not having to be anxious that maybe there's something else. Some people don't even know this. Did you know that I'm preaching? I'm a street preacher.
Not till you started talking about the souls.
Yeah, but I could have been talking about, hey, this girl's into soul music, right? And it just shows you how some people freak out at the word soul as if, I don't like talking about things like that. But the reality is that each one of us is going to have to face death one day, and sometimes we've even faced death when we've gone to a funeral and we saw a dead person in a casket and we said, I wonder what really happens when someone dies, right? And it's a sort of question that a lot of people ask, and they talk to me on the street about it all the time, right? So I have to ask them, do you have any idea what happens to you when you die? Well, what do you think?
I believe that we will.
Now, talk of yourself now, not we.
I believe that I will be able to see glimpses of the people that are left on Earth.
You'll see glimpses?
Yeah,
Is that
but
it?
I don't think that I live.
Okay.
I just see glimpses.
I'm an angel.
What?
Mm,
Interesting views here.
maybe not so much.
Okay. Right. Of course, a lot of people said no one knows.
No one knows.
Nobody does.
How do you know that no one knows? How many people have you asked or had this sort of conversation with? Not the
many.
common sort of thing around the kitchen table?
No.
No. So,
Do you know?
well, yeah, I do know.
Where do you go from?
Because I go to the Word of God, which it says something about that. I mean, if God says, I know what happens, but I'm not telling you what happens, that wouldn't be very nice. But if He told us, and we're told in the Bible, for example, it says, it is appointed unto men, people, mankind, to die once, and after this, the judgment. There's a judgment. And that's actually a good thing, because if people thought, well, nothing happens, I can just do whatever I want, cause as much trouble, lie, steal, cheat, whatever, I can do it all, and at the end of the day, I'm never going to be held accountable to anyone. They would live like that, and life would be miserable on earth, because people would say, no one's going to catch me, as long as I get away with it, I'll be fine. But if there's a judgment to come, then they're going to have to face the judge one day and says, you're going to answer for what you did. That makes a big difference, okay? But a lot of people also think, well, at least I'm not one of them people. I'm not one of them really bad people, so I'll be all right. And they gauge themselves by how well they think they are doing, how good they are, okay? Have you ever heard, and I talked to this fellow, hello again, Alex, hello? And there's people who said, well, I'm not as bad as other people. And I don't know if you remember from Jesus' New Testament teachings where he says, before you go pointing out the mote or speck that is in your brother's eye, you might want to check the log that is in your own. So it's very easy to point out, these people, they're the bad ones, them ones. What about yourself? And they're not very good at judging how they do. It's like bad breath, basically. It's very easy to detect it in other people, isn't it? But it's another thing when you say, what about myself? How do you test your own? You know, so for someone to be honest enough to tell you, you might want to brush your teeth, right? Who's going to tell you that? A best friend, maybe? Okay, so someone to tell you the honest truth and say, listen, Marianne and Cassandra, you're going to face death one day, right? But after this comes the judgment. The question then is, are you ready for that? Have you made any preparations whatsoever for what's going to happen on the
future when you're living in the present?
Well, it's like this. What have you ever prepared anything for the future?
I have.
Okay, so when you went to have you been on holiday?
Yeah.
Okay, did you just turn up at the airport and said, I'm not thinking about the future, I just want to live for the moment? And they said, right, passport please. And you go, man, I probably should have brought that. Okay, you've got a ticket. No, I don't think about the future. No, I'm only living for the present, the here now.
But yeah, you can prepare for 2 years' time.
2 years' time?
I'm not going to prepare for
Okay, let me ask you a quick question.
It's not going to be me preparing my
Let me ask you a quick question. When are you going to die? Can I have the date, please?
It can come. When it comes, it can come.
So you don't know. And you're not prepared. And so you won't be ready for it because you don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah, but it's not going to be me preparing for the funeral.
Oh, we're not talking about the funeral. You could be fed to the birds for all anyone cares, right?
Wherever I go, I go.
Right. Well, that's fair enough. Maybe I need to give you that one.
You've got a first one.
Oh, that's what the fool says. That's a story about a guy, a king, right, who refused to make preparations. And all I'm saying is, if you're not a fool, you'd say, I should take advice from that.
I actually want to take that.
I think you should. Thank you for that. Listen, all we do is present things to people, get people thinking, okay? Ask questions. If someone doesn't ask you the hard questions, you never will face those things. It's good to ask them. I mean, If
you haven't prepared so much about death, are you excited?
Well, if you knew what lay beyond this, okay? When Jesus rose from the dead, did he crawl out of that tomb and say, man, that was painful? Or did he come out in a brand new, glorified body, which has no more pain, no more dying? The resurrection life is so much better, you see. We're not talking about living life. Some people said, I don't think to live forever. I wouldn't want that. Because they think it's talking about spending a long time on earth in the same body, like in an old person's home, an elderly home. They think that's what living forever. No. We're talking about life in a whole new world, okay? With a better world than this one, because this one's going to be renewed. But you'll not be on it if you're not prepared. Others said, I want to be prepared. I don't want to face death and then judgment and discover you're headed not for heaven.
I wasn't prepared to come on earth, and I still had to.
Yes, and how'd you like it?
It's like,
Let me tell you real quickly, and I'll close with this. This earth is as close to heaven as some people are ever going to get. This is as best as it's going to get for them. It's also, on the other hand, as close to hell as some people are ever going to experience. Okay? But there is a better, wonderful thing lying ahead for us, and it's better to prepare in advance. That's all. And if you said, no, I don't want to do it, I only live day to day, don't want to think about, maybe you think, death is only for old people, like maybe 90-year-old people. That's the sort of people, I want to live my life now. I'm not thinking about the old age and all. Listen, people die at any age. You could have a person die when they're a kid, teenager, it doesn't matter. You never know. And therefore, to be prepared. That's why when they say get into your car, they don't say, do what you want. They say, put your seatbelt on. Oh, tell me what to do. I'm preparing, just in case. Be ready. Why are you putting a parachute on? Just in case I have to jump out of the plane. You silly person. Then when the plane's going down, you're like, I'm glad I did have that parachute on. Right? It's always good to be prepared, isn't it? Like, I'm sure you've got prepared for lots of other things, but I'm just saying, that's why that little leaflet about the fool is a very challenging question. Okay? All right, so thanks for stopping. All right. And by the way, I'm recording stuff on YouTube for my channel.
what's your channel?
You can look it up. It's called Living Rock Church, Killarney. Okay. All right, thanks.